Okay, well, as you can see, I have it all together here. I'm just about ready to go. Just going to do a quick test burn on a cork coaster. But just to go over a few of the specs on the machine, again, it is a 10-watt laser. They also have a 5-watt version, and you can also get the accessories like a rotary roller and air assist, but I don't have those at the moment. Again, a 5mm fixed focus laser. And the working area is about 395 by 365 millimeters, or about 15.5 by 14 1/3 inches. And it is compatible with Windows, Mac, and Android. They do have their own Android app. That's pretty neat that you can control the machine with the app. You don't have to have it connected to a computer. But if you do want to use it on the computer and use it with Lightburn, it is compatible with Lightburn and Laser GRBL. The only thing is that you'll need to update the firmware on the machine in order to do that. It looks like a pretty simple process, but there are instructions and I believe videos on the Saint Smart website and also in the instruction booklet to do that. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and use the app. I'll show you how to use the app here real quick. Just to do this quick test burn, I'll power it on and then get the app started, and we'll go from there. All right, so I have the app just about ready to go on my phone here, but I just wanted to show you a little bit. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. As you can see, the app is called Laser Engraver, and you can download it, I believe, through the Android or Apple Play and the Google Play Store. So, but there are also QR codes, I believe, in the instruction manual that'll take you directly to those sites in order to do that. But so once you get the app downloaded, you want to power on your machine, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll get the app started. So, put your power on the machine, it will home itself, and then this is what your app is going to look like here. Sorry if that's too blurry for you, but again, once you get the app running, you'll need to have your Bluetooth on. Just go ahead and where it says not connected, it'll search for the device, and then it'll show up right there, the Jinsoku LC-40. So go ahead and connect. And you have these options here for pictures, camera, material, graffiti, text, and QR code, where you can create a barcode or QR code for whatever website or YouTube, Instagram, whatnot, so you can do that. So initially, I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick text burn. So I'll go ahead, basically you're just going to hit the button here, choose whether you want the skeleton or solid, which is basically like a profile cut or an outline or a full engrave, and then you'll have this little screen here come up, and you'll just hit this text right here and then enter in the text. So I'll go ahead and enter that in here real quick. Okay. Alright, so then once you get your text put in there, you can change the font and whether you want a horizontal or vertical display, and just hit OK, and then you can go ahead and do your placement on the work area. So I'm just going to go ahead. Let's see, I think I'm going to... Oh, almost messed that up there. So I have that, and then you just click next, and I have that again. That'll show up there. Next step, and then once you get to this step, you'll be able to size it as far as how big you want it in millimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce this down a little bit because I had that to like 6 or 8 inches wide. So and go ahead with 75 millimeters wide. Okay, so I have that. And again, that turned out really small, but now once you do have that, your text or whatever you have in there, you just hit targeting, and then the machine will come over and just kind of frame it out a little bit. So you kind of see it going in there. Now, what you can do to help center it is once you hit once it's doing that, the regional targeting, you just hit it again, and it'll basically center in the machine work area. So then you can just kind of adjust your workpiece If you want it centered right in there, and then you can try it again, just hit the targeting. So that's good enough for now. I don't really need to worry about it being too perfectly centered. Now and then you'll just hit the next step, and then it'll give you another settings page where you can how many times you want it to passes you want it to make, the speed of the engraving, and the power. So I'm going to go ahead and put it at about 50% speed and probably about 15% power. So I think that should look all right there, and then you can just hit start. So I'll go ahead and hit start and see how it goes. And then you'll see it'll say transmitting. Sorry if that's really blurry. And then it'll go ahead and engrave. And another neat thing about this is that you can pause the engraving. So, you know, if you need to, for whatever reason, stop it for a second and then restart it, you can do that. So it shouldn't take too long, but it also gives you a progress meter right up here too. So it's about 13-14% done. So we'll just go ahead and wait for that to finish up and see how it looks. But then I think you can also increase the speed if you like. So I'll go ahead and bump up the speed a little bit. Maybe go ahead and jack that up the whole way to 100% and see how that looks. I don't think it'll make a difference just for this test cut if it's the burn is not even. And it is nice and quiet as it moves around, so that's pretty good. And one thing you'll notice on this also, it's not that big of a deal, but you'll notice the red laser safety glass, even though you really can't look through that. If you were to take that sticker off, you can't see through that to see the laser. I know a lot of people will like to see what the laser's doing, but there is a piece of metal behind that, like a metal shield, that is supposed to direct the smoke away from the laser lens, so that way it doesn't get as dirty. So but you can't see that. You'll just have to look at the light as it's reflecting on the bottom or the workpiece as it goes along. Okay, and there you see it'll just center itself back into the center of the machine, and then once it's done, it'll just have that little check mark saying engraving completed, and then it'll give you the option to save that to the out. Okay, well there you go. Doesn't look too bad. Typical for, you know, laser engraving on cork. So I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to try some other materials, or some 1/2-inch plywood, 1/8-inch, I believe it's maple, and then also some 1/4-inch plywood. And I'll see how well it cuts through that. I'm going to set up a honeycomb panel and open up the doors just to let the smoke and everything out. So I'll set that up and be back in a moment. Alright, so I have the next test setup here with 1/8 inch, I believe it's either birch or maple plywood, and I'm just going to try to do an outline cut here at one pass with 100% power and 10% engraving speed. With the app, it does not give you millimeters per second or minute or inches per minute, whatever. So you just kind of have to play with it a little bit and see which settings and as far as percentage wise works for you. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up and see how it does. Okay, as you can see, cut through one pass at 10% speed. So I'll go ahead and try it again. Just I'm going to increase the speed a little bit and see how that works. Okay, that was at 25% speed and 100% power. And pretty much cut through in one pass. So I'll try one more time here just to see how it goes. Try at 50% speed this time. Okay, well that didn't quite cut through, so no, 50% is not going to work at one pass. Kind of see there, and almost cut through, so I can dial that in a little bit more, in between 25 and 50%. That was a big jump, but just figured I'd try it that way instead of inching up little by little. So I'll get the next piece of wood set up here. I'll go up to 1/4 inch and see how that does. Alright, well, I forgot to hit the record button while it was engraving, but as you can see here, this 1/4 inch plywood, one pass at, I believe, 15% speed at 100% power. So, pretty good. And we'll try it one more time. I'll up the speed a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. Almost cut through. That was at 30% speed. just a couple little spots there, so that's not bad. That's probably on the threshold of cutting through in one pass for a 1/4 inch plywood. So there you go. So next up I'll try 1/2 inch. Alright, well, as you can see there, it didn't go so well. It almost caught fire, and that's why I sped it up a little bit. I was doing it 5% speed, 100% power, and didn't even go close to coming through, so I won't worry about that. I'm not going to be doing too much stuff with 1/2 inch material. So again, as you can see there, it charred pretty good, so I didn't want to start a fire or damage the laser or anything, so I think I'll just stick with the 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch material. So again, I think it did pretty well for 1/8 and 1/4 inch. I believe the specs on the machine say it will cut 10 millimeters in one pass, so I don't have anything about that size, 3/8. So again, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and maybe set it up to do one more design, engraving design, and see how that goes. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Now this was done with the sketch mode, and I think it took like 13-14 minutes to do that design. I believe it's just because of the way the little pixelated dots on it. So, and I don't know what happened here. I think that was when I cropped the image. I may have done something with that, but I don't think it had anything to do with the laser. So, again, that looks pretty good. Alright, well I think that should do it for now. The testing for now on the LC-40 from Genmitsu. Just some final comments, I guess. I think it's a really good machine, especially for starters. Again, 10 watts. You know, it is one of the lower level powers with all the new 30 and 40 watt machines coming out. But again, those are, you know, double or triple the price of this machine here. So if you're looking to get into laser engraving, I don't think you can go wrong with this Jinsoku LC-40. Again, like I said earlier, it does have the options and abilities to add air assist and a rotary roller, and I will include the links for this machine and to the Sane Smart website if you want to check it out any further. And but if you do have any questions on the machine, again, just feel free to comment or ask, and you know, I'll look forward to answering those for you the best I can. I don't think I missed anything, but if I did, feel free again to let me know. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.